Now, it has become so much hard to understand William Samoei Ruto. But there is one thing that I can conclude without taking you into too much stories. And the truth of the matter is that William Samoei Ruto perhaps is preparing to have a strong, formidable opposition in the next general election. And that could be the reason informing William Samoei Ruto to put more focus on having a strong political party rather than going into strong coalition. Because Ruto has learned a lesson that it is easy to manage, run and mobilize opposition when it is in one party rather than trying to manage a coalition in opposition. And that can be explained through what NASA has gone through. You find it is very hard to manage these people because once you're in a coalition, the business is to win election, and once you lose, that can be the end of that coalition. But Ruto is looking for a continuity, and that can be managed through having a strong political party even when it is in a opposition.
Watu wengine wanasema sisi ni watu wa deep state. Wengine wanasema sisi ni tanga. Tunawakaribisha wote. Kama unasikia ni tanga hautaki kuja, kwenda. Kama unasikia hii ni deep state hautaki kuja, kwenda. In fact, the more we are accused by all those sides, inaonyesha ya kwamba tuko katika ile njia ambayo inafaa. Mimi mnanijua mimi ni wa tanga na sifichi. Na kuwa tanga hainizuii kusema ya kwamba ili eneo letu lazima tukue pamoja na lazima tuungane. Mtu asituambie kwamba ndio tuungane na wewe lazima tuingie chama chako. Kama hautaki tukuunge mkono utasema, kwa sababu hatuwezi kukuunga mkono kwa nguvu. Lakini ni haki yetu. Leo huko Nakuru Mheshimiwa Raila Odinga hako huko. Hakuna mtu wa Mount Kenya hako hapo. Huko Naivasha watu wa One Kenya wako huko. Watu wa Mount Kenya hawako huko. Sisi sio mashabiki. Sisi sio mashabiki wa kushangilia ngoma ya wenyewe. Hata sisi tuko na ngoma yetu na tutaicheza vile tunajua.
Now, Moses Kuria, Kiunjuri and other leaders from Mount Kenya region are insisting to go into a coalition with William Samoei Ruto and not joining the UDA party. But William Samoei Ruto has put his foot on ground. Ameweka mguu chini, amekanyaga kabisa. He's insisting that he is not going to go into that direction. But another thing is that Kuria has little to lose. Because anyway, these guys have already made their mind that they can only engage Ruto in a coalition. And already they have already formed their own coalition by the name Forum for Mount Kenya region. That is the coalition they have as of now. Now, Moses Kuria and the team, they are putting their demand out. And the DP respond to him quickly without wasting time.
We are witnesses that by uniting people in a national political party and national political movement, a lot can be achieved in matters development. That is why we refuse to be divided. We refuse to be driven into tribal parties, because it is in tribal parties that division and hate reside, and we all become losers, because once we are divided, our strength is reduced. We decided about 150 members of parliament decided that we will not buy the politics of division. We will not engage in ethnic parties. We will unite, form one strong national party that will unite all the people of Kenya. And that is why we have the United Democratic Alliance.
Now, we are continuing with our Punchline discussion, but I have a quick request from you. You might be watching me and you have not yet subscribed. My humble request, please consider subscribing so that you help us to grow this platform. Again, to all the returning subscribers, I must say thank you so much for your unconditional support. Now, let us continue with our discussion. Now, if you listen very carefully to Moses Kuria, he is loud and clear that it is not a must for them to work with William Samoei Ruto, in as much Ruto insists that they have to join UDA party. So in my view, Moses Kuria, just like I said before, he is laying ground to work out maybe with Raila Amolo Odinga, and if not, the One Kenya Alliance. These are the options. And if Ruto is not going to listen to this guy, and Ruto then, and actually it is clear, Ruto is like, he has no time for Moses Kuria. So that tells you that the break between Moses Kuria, Mwangi Kiunjuri, Mother Karua, and other leaders from Mount Kenya region is already set. So these guys are going to break, and Ruto is going to remain with his UDA party, and other people who subscribe to UDA party in Central region definitely are going to remain with him. And that is how the Mount Kenya region vote are going to be split. Before even President Uhuru Kenyatta come in with his other remaining part of Jubilee side. Now, with what Kenyans have undergone through in the past government, they understand and appreciate the fact that if one of their own is not in the government, getting development in your area becomes the problem. So, development in President Uhuru Kenyatta's government has been largely between Central Rift Valley. Rift Valley, Central. That has been the trend. And now, having all this in mind, that is how the tribal card comes to play in. It gets a role. And once this tribal card gets a role to play, that is how the regional party comes in, and that is how the coalition are going to be formed. So whoever will appreciate this fact can get it right. And whoever is going to ignore this fact definitely is preparing to lose, or is preparing to take the opposition side. And a good example, if you want to qualify this, if you remember, remember between TNA and URP. So if you remove TNA and from URP, sorry, from Jubilee government, you remain with the URP. So Jubilee was formed between URP and TNA. So definitely TNA is central side. URP inabaki na watu wa Rift Valley. That is why, and that is how you see, when the Jubilee party was destroyed, the way they say it's now destroyed, it was simply split into two. We have the Jubilee side, sorry, the URP side and the TNA side. That's why you see largely those people who are strongly and believe that they can be re-elected easily back to the National Assembly or governor, even whichever position. In UDA side, you'll find that these guys are definitely in Central region. Sorry, in Rift Valley. So anyone who is in Rift Valley, he's assured that once they get the UDA ticket, he's definitely going to clinch into power. But you'll find that in Central region, we have those people who believe in UDA, and we still have TNA party, which is still also strong on ground. So, again, the Jubilee side has not come in. So, Central region, it is 50-50. But Rift Valley, it is sure bet. So, when you understand this, it tells you that UDA party is going to be strongly a Rift Valley party. Then partially Central region will come in. So, that tells you that, you know, in Kenya, even up to our politics up to now, the party leader is more stronger than the political party. Party leaders give direction, but the party organs does not give direction. So once we appreciate this, and this is what Moses Kuria is appreciating, once you have this in mind, it tells you that definitely you will need to have more parties coming together to coalesce to form a coalition that will bring or manage to clinch into power. So in the beginning, I thought William Samoei Ruto is going to consider people like Moses Kuria and the other team from Central region such that he can work with them easily rather than choosing to go into just a single party and you want to face other people. In fact, if you check, President Uhuru Kenyatta is going into a coalition with Raila Amolo Odinga. And as if they are not satisfied with that number, they are still pushing for the One Kenya Alliance to work with them. That's why you see, after even One Kenya Alliance finishing their meeting in Naivasha, there was a call from State House, and these guys fly direct to Mombasa. So you see, even President Uhuru Kenyatta is still not sure that having the coalition with the Jubilee Party and the ODM Party is enough to deliver presidency. He still needs the effort of One Kenya Alliance, because he needs all these tribes to be together, such that when they form the next government, it can have a more broad face of the country. So Uhuru appreciates this. That's why you see the Uhuru Raila side is more focused on clinching into power. And that's why I tell you, maybe Uhuru Kenyatta, maybe William Samoei Ruto understand that in as much as he can win election, these guys might rig that election. So if you understand this thing, that's why he's focusing more on having a strong opposition party, which he can easily manage. Because remember, when you are in a coalition and you fail to clinch into power, it is easy for this coalition to separate. But if you have a single party which has more elected leaders on that party, there is high possibility of this political party staying up to the next general election. That could be one of the reasons that is informing William Samoei Ruto to consider putting more focus on having a strong, formidable party. Even if it go to opposition, it can still stay into the next general election. So in my view, I'm thinking in that line. That's why Ruto has no time for Moses Kuria. Ruto has no time for Mwangi Kiunjuri. Mwangi Kiunjuri, who died with him up to the end, where he was fired by President Uhuru Kenyatta. He has no time for him. But he's focusing to have people like Rigathi Gachagua, Kimani Ichung'wah, Ndindi Nyoro, and the team, such that they can have a strong political party. Now, what Ruto is advocating for can be good. To run away from the tribal politics. But again, this thing, it is still in his blood. For example, we will take an example of the Moi University. Why is the Moi University, Rift Valley, is failing up to now? There was one guy from Western who was elected as a chancellor of that university. But this guy never got a chance to work in peace in that place. He definitely was to leave. And if you go and check the leadership of that university, it is all about Kalenjin. So tribal things are still so much strong in the blood of the people in Rift Valley. That's why even getting employment in leadership in sectors in Rift Valley is that much hard. Na hiyo ndio inaua Moi University in Rift Valley. So the tribal things are still so much strong in Kenyan blood. And now when we understand this, ikifika wakati wa kupiga kura, kila mtu anakumbuka kwao. For that reason, I think those people who have tried so much not to play this much of tribal thing are Luyas. But most of these other tribes still remember the tribal card every time they get to the ballot. Thank you so much for listening to me up to this far. May good God bless you and see you in our next video. And don't forget to drop your comment.